On page 34, they're talking about triads of a scale. It's no big deal. Let's just take a C major scale, for instance. All I'm going to do is I'm going to play a triad on each of those notes. A triad is 3 notes, and it's every other note. I mean, that's where the 4 and 5 chords come from, because you got a 1 chord, a 4 chord built on the 4th step, and then a 5 chord. Of course, with 5 we usually add the 7th, which is another note. But here was just triads. So it's a 5 chord. If I want a 2 chord, I just build that on the 2nd step of the scale. It's a 2 chord in C major. And that's what they're talking about here. We get some practice at this. This is cool. It's good practice because you're using the same fingers on each of these. So watch here at the beginning. When the right hand plays, see this? Using the 1, 3, 5 on all of these, and there's staccato. It's a wrist staccato, and you're just going up and down one note. Now, I would encourage you, once again, eventually get to where you can do this without looking at the keyboard. You want to develop a feel for going up and down one note. It's not that hard, okay? Just work on it. And what I do is I aim one finger. I use the thumb. You can use any finger you want. I don't care. But I simply aim the thumb up. If I put my hand in that position and I keep it there, the other notes should go along for the ride. What you got to watch out for is don't tense up. Well, if you use a wrist staccato and keep the wrist doing this, you can't tense up because you can't be tense with a loose wrist. It doesn't work. We're not built that way. So force yourself to use that wrist staccato on this, on the whole piece, throughout all of these staccato notes, and you should be fine. Melody-wise, I don't know what the melody is. It's like the whole chord is the melody, so just play the chord as it is. Don't bring out anything. Look at the last line. They're starting out with a C chord, not a problem. And in the second measure, they're sticking a B flat in there. That B flat's not in C major, so here, be careful. Using the same fingering, so it's a 1, 3, 5. You just got to get the thumb on that B flat. Get the hand in. You get a rest in between so you got time to move your hand and position where you need to go. That's fine. You'll probably have to look down at the keyboard for that one. The right hand is staccato, just this. Now, ideally, you'd use finger staccato, I guess. But since it's loud, finger staccato, not real good at loud. And since the right hand is doing wrist, it's probably better to let the left hand do wrist also. So just bum, 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 bum. This is loud. It's a fortissimo. It's 2 Fs. It's a very loud, all right? So you just keep it there nice and loud till you get down to the last line. The first measure's loud. The second measure starts loud and then it comes down. Now you got to beat the pianissimo at the end. That's very soft. So plan it out. Where are you going to be what? So if I'm very loud at the beginning and I'm very soft a few measures later, well, in the middle there, let's say I'm going to be mezzo forte. I'm going to be sort of loud, all right? Or mezzo piano, either one. I'm somewhere in the middle. So at the beginning I'm very loud, then come down to loud. Now mezzo piano. Next one, the next to the last measure, come down to soft. And then the last measure, it's very soft. Now, for a very soft, that gets tricky. Hopefully you have a piano in pretty good condition because how good the action is on a piano makes a big difference. For very soft, there's 2 ways of getting soft on a piano. You either play really lightly, which is tricky, or you make the key go down slowly. If the key goes down slowly, you will get a soft sound. In fact, you can make it on an acoustic piano, you can make it go down so slow that you get no sound at all. The hammer won't hit the string, right? So in that last chord, very, very soft, one way to do this, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to push the keys down slowly, all right, because I'm not real good at this light business, so I go slow. One way of doing that is rather than coming straight down, I go in toward the fall board at an angle, because if I go in at an angle, my rate of descent is slower, because rather than here, I'm going here, so it makes the overall going down slower. And that's the way. So you kind of, with the wrist, you're kind of doing this. You're pushing in and letting the wrist come up. And you have to practice that move. It's got to be slow. Different pianos are different, and different parts of the piano might be different. It depends on, again, your piano. So experiment with that. I do not recommend you use the soft pedal to make it soft. Now, if you have an upright piano where the soft pedal doesn't change the sound, you might get away with it. But if you're ever at a point where suddenly you can't play that piano, you have to play a grand piano, now it's a whole different ball game, because the soft pedal changes the tone. We don't want to change the tone, we just want it softer. So just don't use the soft pedal if you can help it. Try and get your fingers to do it for you. It's more of you just have to practice that on different parts of it can be frustrating sometimes, but do what you can with it. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's play this together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.